There's such a delay that it's so strange for me. Okay, so it's better. Okay, Jamie. So, Jamie, thank you for tuning in. Robin, thank you for tuning in. You're my only two, but I'm so excited I've got two. You guys can start putting in any questions you might have for me so we can do this get to know me, and if the sound gets funky, just let me know. So, Jamie, I've been diamond painting for 2 years now. I remember doing my first diamond painting when I started working for the pharmacy I work for now, and that was 2 Christmases ago. So yeah, about 2 years, a little over 2 years now, I've been diamond painting. I feel like I did a lot of my diamond painting kind of without anybody ever realizing what I was doing. I wasn't a sharer, so because I do so many crafts and I'm pretty much the only one of my family that's very crafty, I feel like I really just like kept it to myself. And then about like 6 months ago, I kind of showed it off to my family and they were like, wow, you know, that's really neat. That's super cool. And now everybody wants one. So the painting I'm working on is actually from Diamond Art Club. As you can tell, I'm not a diamond painter who works in one way. So I will maneuver the painting. So I like to keep it rolled up on one end so that I can keep moving it around and twisting and turning. This is the Easter Bunny. Oh yeah, Jamie, I hear you on that addicted thing. I'll tell you when I started. I started with Diamond Art Club this past Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So I've been eyeing them for about a year or so, and I just would watch other people do them, and I'm like, could they really be that good? Really? For that price? And I was very much used to getting things off of like CES deals, or Amazon was a big one that I used, or I would just go into my local Michael's and purchase diamond paintings. And, you know, I finally took the plunge on Cyber Monday this past year because they had this buy one, get one 90% off deal. And for that reason, I jumped for joy. And I was like, you know what? Even if they aren't that great, you know, if I pay $40 for one and I pay $4 for the next one, you can't really be mad. And I took the plunge entirely. I dove straight in, and because the deal was so good, I ended up buying 12 paintings. Yeah, I really like this one. I unboxed it last week, if I'm not mistaken, and I was super surprised because when I purchased, I was in such a frenzy to place the purchase that I actually didn't even notice some of the detailing. Hey, Robin, are you still with us? Oh, it's okay if you're not. Just don't know, and I feel like Jamie and I are having a one-on-one here. So, Jamie, what kind of paintings did you start off with since you just recently started with Diamond Art Club? What companies were you working with? When I do diamond painting, I tend to work on the colors that are a lot and jump all over. Yeah. So you can answer my question in just a second. So jumping all over. Yeah, so basically this one in its entirety is actually the entire border because it was solid. I did that first. So the border is entirely done on this one, if you can see that. Hi, Jill. Welcome. Thank you for appearing. The delay is so strange to me. I'm sorry. I'm like perplexed by how cool this entire thing is because this is my first time going live and I've only had a channel for 2 weeks. So I am stunned that I even have people to talk to. It's so exciting. And I've been on conference calls all day for work, but this is infinitely better. So, I mean, do you guys have any questions, whether it be on companies? Oh, Mandie, Manzano, and JoJo's art. Yeah, I absolutely love the both of them. I own quite a few Mandie Manzanos, actually. It's so funny that they call this a diamond painting addiction because when I saw it, I was like, well, why would we use the term addiction? I have a lot of crafts that I really, really like. And I think addiction has like a negative connotation to it. So, you know, I didn't really understand why it was like the diamond painting addiction, and then I bought a diamond art club and I got sucked in. Thank you, Mishka. Welcome. I'm really happy to see you here. I was just telling the others that I'm quite stunned that I even have, you know, people watching and to converse with, and super excited. You know, it's funny, I come from a very large family. Let me know if you guys are kind of like this. I come from a huge family, but I kind of feel like the odd one out half of the time because I'm the only one who like does these crafts, and I'm the only one who like takes interest in certain things. And so it's really funny that I had to go on YouTube to be like, hey, can I bond with some people real quick? So I am currently working on, for anybody who didn't see, I'm working on Easter Bunny from Diamond Art Club. It is by, hot darn. Did I forget this? I may have forgotten this. You know, I had this. Is it JoJo's art? Is this JoJo's art? I feel like no, maybe it's Lisa, Frank. Me too. Remember this? Right, Mishka. I am going to be 30 this year, and I've pretty much been like this since I was 5. So when they were, you know, all of my cousins were out on the corner or in the streets, you know, of Brooklyn playing like tag and hide and go seek and red light, green light, I was inside crafting. And when I was 21 and everybody was in the club, I was at home crafting. So I've always very much been into crafting. I do knitting, crocheting. Yes, Lisa Francis. I do knitting, crocheting. Oh, is that a new one? Hi, Shauna. Knitting, crocheting. What else do I do? I do macrame, like friendship bracelets. I do cross stitch, needlepoint. What else is there? I feel like it's very like one of those things where until you come across it, you're like, oh, I do that. I learned to knit when I was 11, so that right there is a testament to how young I was when I was like, can I just sit at home with my yarn and my knitting needles? I also kind of do like party decorating because people really like my I guess attention to detail, but I do run a from home baking business. So I basically make intricately designed cookies, and that's my forte. So essentially it's sugar cookies, but they are royal icing. So I put basically artwork and I miniaturize it and I put them on cookies. Oh, thanks, Shauna. I try to reel it in sometimes because I know my energy can be a little woof. Oh yeah, Shauna, I actually, Rachel Ray mentioned beaded cross stitch, and I bought 2 of them off of Amazon, probably for more money than I should have, but yeah, I really like them. I have 2 of them actually. Oh yeah, the boot. Are they the boot covers, Mishka, or are they like the boot like inserts that you put on like the top that look like the cute like boot socks? Thanks, Mishka. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to like my cookies, I really enjoy making them, but I have a hard time financially asking people to pay me for them. So like knowing my worth has always been an issue. So I end up like Googling or like going on Etsy and figuring out, you know, how much do other people pay for stuff that's similar? And then that's what I charge. And then they're like, wow, that's kind of expensive. And I'm like, well, supplies alone, you had me do a miniature artwork for, you know, 36 colors. I think it's pretty decent if I spend 2 days doing cookies and people are just going to eat it and they digest it. Yeah, Mishka, the inserts are so super cute. I didn't actually learn to crochet until I was about 20, and that was from YouTube. So I literally went on YouTube, and I watched a few videos, and then when I was about like 25, I want to say, I actually discovered Be Hooked Crochet. So that's a really good channel. I'll link all the things that we're talking about, Rachel Ray and Be Hooked Crochet. And I learned a lot of really nice stitches from that one, and I feel like just the explanations that are given were the clearest for crochet for me. And the fact that she's very detailed in showing you, like, at the end of this row, you should have this many stitches. Hi, Bianca, Aussie Girl Crafts. Oh my god, we've got people in the chat. I'm so excited. I want to do a dance. You guys are catching me after 7 video conferences, and I just had all this energy because I had to listen to people talk for a whole day, and I'm like, can I say something real quick? And because my energy is so like boom bow in your face, I kind of try and refrain from being the loudest one in the bunch. Did I cut the bunny? No, the bunny's not cut. The bunny is folded over. Beaded cross stitch isn't actually hard. I find it easier than actual cross stitch, but it is more time consuming, I feel like, because the beads like to run away from you. That is hilarious. Did you cut the bunny? I'm sorry. No, Bunny is alive. Bunny is full-sized. Yeah, Mishka, like, not to toot my horn, I excel at my work, but my boss is very quiet and very passive and very, you know, even-toned, and so he's a very passionate man, but you'll never hear it from the sound of his voice. It's more of the words he speaks as opposed to the way that he speaks. Hi, Crafting with Christy. So when, you know, we have these meetings, he is the CEO of the company, and so when we have these meetings, you know, I do take what he tells me into consideration, and I've asked him, I've said, you know I excel in a lot of things here, but where do you think I can improve? And literally, he's like, when you are in a room of, you know, 2,000 people and you're the loudest one of 100, then that's fantastic. But when there's only 100 people in the room and you are taking up the space or the attention of 50, then it's not that great. So I try to tone it down, but, you know, this is my channel. He can't tell me what to do. I'll be loud if I want to. Oh, yeah, my table is white. I think it's just good for a backdrop as far as when I record my videos. I didn't realize that it was blending straight in. You know, Shauna, as far as like rounds and squares go, I was petrified of square drills. And then when I got into my first square drill kit, it was from Amazon. And the drills were just so terrible that I was like, this is why I hate squares. Because these drills, and then I got into Diamond Art Club, and I understood that it was because I had really poor quality drills. And so for that reason, I really go between. It's funny. Let me know if you guys like this too, but I really have this thing with not working one project at a time. Maybe I'm the only one, but I feel like it's because I like to diamond paint according to how I feel. And if today I'm feeling pinks and blues, I'm working on my Easter Bunny. And if tomorrow I am into those dark saturated colors, I work on something like Nova by Diamond Art Club. And so I don't really stick to one painting. Oh, that's so nice to hear. Thank you, Myka. I have a lot of ideas for the channel. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Crafting with Christy wants to know. Right. And then I really like to kit up. Some people don't. I really like to kit up diamond paintings. So I literally have on my shelf right now like 30 diamond paintings kitted. Oh yeah, Shauna. The multiplacer can be a big thing. When I'm doing a square diamond painting, I actually don't use the multiplacer. I use the tweezers. So, oh yeah, crafting with Christy. I avoid wearing my glasses for that reason. So I'm supposed to, I just don't. I'm reading your comments and I keep getting sucked into it and I'm like, oh my god, don't get too focused on reading because that means that they're gonna be in silence for like 3 minutes. Oh, this is so, it's almost like learning a new skill. Yeah, I love them both too. I switch between. I definitely switch between. Today I'm feeling the squares, but I guarantee you if I work on this any longer past like maybe tomorrow night, I'm going to have to do a round. Or sometimes depending on the size, if it's like a really difficult square, I'll go through 2 rounds after that and be like, I don't want to touch another square for a while. So Myka, you know what I saw the other day? I saw somebody on Instagram doing a round painting with tweezers. And although I do have those tweezers, I can show you. They're not like, just bear with me a second, I'm gonna grab them. They're not like the pointy tweezers where you need to like grab a small surface area. They're like these, not these. They are like, okay, so they're like these. I hope you can see it. And she was using these to do like a round painting. And I have never seen anybody do a round painting with tweezers. Yeah, crafting with Christy. I'm avoiding that. I hate. Listen, I hype myself up for the doctor, so it's like, oh my god, they're gonna give me the worst news. They're gonna tell me, God forbid, I'm going blind, and I avoid it. And then what ends up happening is I don't go for a long time, and then I realize you probably should have gone because your eyesight could have gotten better instead of worse, or you could have, you know, had just a cold and not a full-fledged sinus infection. But yeah, I work in the healthcare industry, and I understand the importance of it, but, you know, we don't always practice what we preach. I do my best to. And it's usually when I realize that I don't always practice what I preach that I go and I make all these appointments, and then I go to one and they're like, oh, you have 2 cavities. And I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't have done this. Oh, really? Is it, Mishka? I saw it and I was flabbergasted. In all reality, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, doesn't that take a really long time? So, I wanted to show you guys if you're interested. There's this, so I don't know why I did this, but I did it and it worked out for me. So this painting actually has like 3 colors that are consistently together. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm a licensed farm tech. So when I have my bachelor's in biochemistry, so yeah, and I don't actually practice being a farm tech anymore because my company actually has me as one of the major account managers. So that's what I do, which is a new area for me as well, because I was, the brain in the back hiding from people, and I just, did all the internal stuff, and then they were like, we were gonna have you go outside, and I was like, wait, why? But apparently it's because of this bubbly energy that I don't even realize I contain, and then I start talking and it doesn't stop. So I was catching up, but I'm sorry. Want to show you what I did here. I have like these 3 colors that are located here. And they're all fairly different from one another. So depending on how great your lighting is, I put all 3 of them into one, tray, so that I could actually, instead of switching between trays one after another, I could just work in like a straight line from here. You can't do that with all of them because some of them have colors very closely related and you can't tell the difference, but I felt like a light pink and a medium orange and like a reddish orange would definitely be different enough to do that with. And it actually worked out very well because it felt a lot less like confetti and it was like a smooth transition for sure. So, I mean, I've been chatty. It is a get to know me, but I wanted to ask you guys, is there anything that you wanted, like, explained, or if you had any questions that I could review with you as far as diamond painting goes? Like, which is the best, or which wax do you like the best? Or, what pens do you like the best? Or storage containers? So, I'm gonna actually work on this portion here. Okay, Mishka, I actually purchased this pen from Jim's Handmade pen shop on Etsy. This pen was expensive, but it was my Christmas gift to myself. Hi, Debbie W. Thanks for joining us. It was a little expensive. I did not think I would ever pay $22 for a diamond painting pen, and that was on the cheaper end because there are some that are like $28. But it was my Christmas gift to myself, and I got one for my mom. And I like it. I mean, I never usually have any issues with it being loose on either end. I recently got these from Diamond Art Club. So pretty much anything that is acrylic for me and pretty much acrylic and has like these 2 bumps, that works for me. Those I really like. So I got these 3 from Diamond Art Club. I only paid for 2 of them because one of them was a free gift. So either you bought like all 3 and you got like $5 off of each, which equates to 1 free, or you know, you got 1 if you were a Diamond member, you got a free gift. So I got all 3. I think this one might be the only one available still on the website, and they did mention they were bringing more into stock. But pretty much anything that's acrylic, because I like the weight of it, and anything that has these 2 bumps because it prevents me from holding the pen this way and kind of killing the nerve between my fingers. Storage to use. I am going to go get it because I'm not actually utilizing it right now, so forgive me for the jostling. Here it is. Elizabeth Ward is my favorite. Sorry if it's dusty. Like I said, I've got 30 of them just lined on the shelf, so some of them are collecting dust. But yeah, the Elizabeth Ward containers are my favorite. They're not necessarily my favorite in price, cause yeah. But sometimes Amazon has them on sale. I managed to catch like 4 of them on sale for like $16 on Amazon. But otherwise, I just had to order 2 more, and they were $20 each. So, not the greatest, but they are the best quality-wise. They're very heavy-duty. You can hear them clink together. I really like the snap. Some people say that the snap hurts their fingers. What I keep in my diamond painting container is just like one of these like cuticle pushers, the wood ones. And literally, if you just use this edge of it, you can slide it and just twist, and it snaps right open. So, I don't have to kill my fingers, because, yeah, sometimes I'm a nail biter. But you can just slide it under with the beveled edge, I guess you would call that. And you just put it underneath, and you do a twist, and it pops it right open. You don't have to kill yourself. Janice, my favorite wax. So, my favorite wax is the Paddywaxx, but I live in New York, and it's still pretty chilly here in New York. So, it's not easy to work with in colder temperatures because it kind of solidifies. You can see I've done my best to try to work with them. But when I started using them, it was a little bit warmer. And so I've had to kind of pack them away for a bit until the temperatures kind of rise. And then they'll be a little more malleable and easier for me to work with. But this is definitely my favorite. If you have any sensitivities, though, to scents, I would recommend just like the super sticky wax from Paddywaxx because it has no scent. And it also comes in this nifty tin. But Paddywaxx is sold on Etsy, and I think the price is amazing. And these blocks are 6.65, no, 6.5 grams, something like that. They're heavy. They're pretty heavy blocks. I mean, they're not. I have tiny hands, like 5-year-old's hands. So I would say they're like, you know, half a palm size for like a regular size person, and they're very heavy and they are solid. So they're gonna last you quite a while. And so I feel like that is definitely better than pink wax. And I don't have to use them. Yeah, Mishka, I've tried sitting on it. I've tried to sit it near like my space heater, but then it gets too soft. And then I've also tried sticking it in my bra like they say. But it works initially, and then once like the pen starts to get colder, it stops working for me. So I've kind of given up on Paddywaxx until probably the springtime, and then I know for sure it'll be warmer. So I'm gonna set this aside. I just recently tried out the Harbor Freight containers, and I do like them. They are much more inexpensive than the Elizabeth Ward's. So to compare, the Elizabeth Ward containers are $20 average, and these are $4.99. So my only concern with these though is not even that they're a flip top. My only concern, I'll show you what my concern is actually, is when you open them, if you're not careful, that's what happens. Your drills fall out from the back. So the bend of it actually will store drills up here, so when you flip it open, they'll just fall right out of the crease. So that's my only concern, that they get stuck in the crease. But otherwise, for $4.99, it comes with 24 containers on the inside. You can't beat it. And I actually managed to fit 26 into here. But I'm actually able to fit the 26, and then any extra baggies that go on top, I just stick that way, and it fits in. And it clips shut. All of theirs have this, like, actual lockable clicker shut, but I have to always shake them to get them out of the edge before I open them. And they hold a good quantity. They'll hold a whole large bag of diamonds from Diamond Art Club. So, like, one whole bag of the larger size, it'll hold into one of these containers, which is not bad at all. Yeah, so Myka light pads, I have 2 light pads, but I do have a sensitivity to light, so I feel like that's probably why my videos can seem kind of dark. I hope they're not that dark, but they seem a little off, and it's because I have certain light bulbs in my house that make it look like daylight and not like fluorescent. I can't really deal with white light. I can only deal with like yellow lights. So when that white light comes out of that light pad, although I think it does amazing things, looking at it for extended periods of time for me could really cause like a huge migraine. So light pads, great, unless you have a sensitivity. If you have a sensitivity to them, probably not the best for you. Did anyone order? No, yeah, you're not the only one, Myka. It gives me a really bad migraine too. And I didn't realize it at first, but then I started seeing myself taking my migraine medication more often, and I was like, what could be, affecting me that could be causing this? So I stopped using the light pad. Initially, I stopped using my magnifying glasses, which are these, because I thought maybe the magnification was what was bothering me, but it didn't stop when I stopped using them. So I stopped using the light pad, and that was definitely what it was. It was definitely that light pad that was getting at me. Oh, so yesterday was April Fool's Day, and Diamond Art Club did like an April Fool's 20% off. Did anyone take advantage of that? Because I feel like I might have been the only one that hopped on it like a jackrabbit and was like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, it's terrible. It's so terrible. So I have currently, I think, like 3 other videos that I've already recorded, because basically what I do is when I have the time to record and my house is quiet, I jump on the opportunity and I just record as many as I possibly can. And so I have a video for Wizardy Unboxing, which is a diamond painting company. Also Craftably. And also, I have to release last week's Diamond Art Clubs that I bought 3 of the 4. And then I also have some more ideas for videos that I'll film. But I also have like a Cotart, which is an Amazon company. Yeah, Myka is hard. It ain't easy. I'm trying to not buy one till my birthday. Oh, Sean and my birthday's in a couple weeks too. Happy early birthday if I don't see you, you know, anytime around then. But yeah, happy early birthday. And I hope you get your most desired painting for your birthday. I feel like I was using starting a YouTube channel as an excuse to buy diamond paintings. And then when my husband finally called me out on it, and he was like, when are you going to start that so-called YouTube channel? And I was like, uh-oh, gotta do it. So once I did that, I felt like that opened the floodgates. And it was a free-for-all. Because I was like, but I need this for my YouTube channel. And I need this for... And I was like, oh my God, can we stop? My savings is really going to start feeling this. But especially in this time, I feel really bad, you know, because I'm one of those people who appreciates what I have. But when other people don't have as much, I feel guilty for having what I have, or, you know, as little or as much as it may be. I'm one of those people who's like, some people don't have jobs or, you know, food in their, you know, fridge. And I'm over here buying diamond paintings like it's going out of style. Yeah, Mandie Manzano. I like Mandie Manzano, but I thought I do love her stuff. Don't get me wrong. But it's a lot of black. You know, everything is like stained glass. It's a lot of black. It's, you know, sometimes I just need a break from one of hers. So I started venturing out into like Lisa Francis. And, you know, like the JoJo's Art one came out. Last week we had the Dominic Davison one come out. So I was like, you know what? Let me take advantage of those and stop going straight for the Mandie Manzanos because, oh, but Jesus, she can go heavy on that black. Although I do like the fact that it's kind of always framed. So when I do sections, they're not always linear sections or squares or rectangles, but I can freestyle it and I outline and then... Yeah, I know, Shauna. I know I shouldn't feel bad, but, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's weird because then I feel bad for feeling bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's a vicious cycle. So I try to do everything in moderation. So if 4 diamond paintings come out on Saturday, I'll only get 3. No, I'm just kidding. But... really, I make sure that I love it. And if I don't love it, I don't get it. You know, that was like a landslide. It was so crazy when Into Wonderland came out. Well, I'm glad your grandparents are there for you, Myka. Luckily, you have a really good support system. I'm really appreciative that I have a great support system and I have what I have. And I try not to ever compare. I try to just be grateful for what, you know, I have. And I mean, best of luck to you as far as the workforce goes. You're not alone. My job has not let anyone go at all. But they keep reminding us that week for week, the unemployment rate keeps going up. And I'm like, hey, what are you trying to say here? You know, are you trying to say like, make sure you're worth it, or, you know, make sure you show your worth? And I'm like, that's cool, but maybe just not remind me every 5 minutes that, you know, our livelihoods are, you know, at stake with everything that's happening every single minute of the day. Yeah, so Shauna, what I was saying about the JoJo's art was actually that I didn't realize everybody was going to lose their minds over it. I thought it was beautiful, but I always think anything like Disney or Grimm fairy tales is beautiful. But when, literally by Monday when it came out, I don't know for what reason I logged onto the site, and I had purchased it on Saturday as a Diamond member, and by Monday when I saw it was temporarily sold out, I was astonished simply because I've never seen that. I've never ever seen a painting be released and by Monday it was sold out. I've seen some of them that were temporarily sold out because of the issue that we're having currently, but not to where it was sold out because everybody bought it on the weekend. And I actually saw that Diamond Art Club did something really nice last week where they stopped Diamond members from purchasing after a certain quantity. So if, let's say they had 1,000 kits in stock and they reserved, say 500 for Diamond members to purchase, and then they reserved 500 for, Gen Pop to purchase, or, Sapphire and Emerald members to purchase, they actually put a hold on it. I think you'll be able to get one, Mishka. I don't think it's going to be very long until they're able to get it back into stock. My dream picture is Daughter of the Sea King, which is Ariel. She's my favorite Disney princess. And I wasn't able to grab her up because I slept on her. And then the day that I went to purchase, because I saw it was a low stock, she was gone. She was in my cart. And I went to go finalize, and then it said, sorry, it's sold out. And, let's just say I try not to cry like a baby when I don't give away. No, I'm joking. But I was kind of disappointed. And so I'm literally still on the hunt. I go to every Facebook group, and anybody who will listen to me, and I ask them, can I buy her from you if you have her? I was like, I'll even pay a little extra. Just, can I have her, please? Especially because I'm also quite quote-unquote OCD, and I have all the other ones, I have all the other ones that I like. So I have the Bayou Lady, and I have the Fairy, so Tinkerbell's my second favorite. And I have, who else do I have? Oh, I've got the Pocahontas, Daughter of Honor, which is the Mulan one. Daughter of Peace is the Pocahontas one. So I have all the ones that I like, but Ariel, she evaded me, and it makes me very sad. And so, yeah, I'm hunting her down. That is my dream piece. That is my biggest wish, would be to find her, even if it's on resale, even if the box is a little bit dented. All that's important to me is that I get all the drills and the canvas itself. You don't even have to give me the kit that's included. Yeah, so Snow Queen, but Snow Queen, luckily, is only temporarily sold out. She hasn't been discontinued yet. So you might actually still have a chance of snatching her up at some point. If funds will allow, you might actually be able to get her at some point. Snow Queen is just, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's just temporarily sold out. I love Frozen. I was one of those people who didn't want to jump on the Frozen bandwagon, and then when I did, I went all in, and so I cried for Frozen 2. It's terrible. Pixar gets me sometimes. I saw Onward last week, and I cried, and I was like, darn you, Pixar, why do you always get me? But I'm still considering whether or not I love Frozen enough to have two very large paintings, because if I got Elsa, the Snow Queen, I would have to then get Anna. And then I would also have to then buy We Found Love in a Frosty Place, and I'm not sure if I want to do all that, or if I have the space to hang all of it. So that's something I have to consider before I I actually purchased. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, she's only temporarily sold out, so she might actually come back at some point. But unfortunately, Ariel is discontinued and gone. Like, she's not even mentioned on the website anymore. So what are y'all doing today? Are you actually watching? Are you listening and diamond painting along? If you are, what are you working on? Let me know. I'm curious because I am almost to the point that I am going to do a switcheroo, maybe, and work on another painting or start another one that I may have kitted up. Yeah, Shauna, I have a box with them rolled up inside, and they all have like frame for this occasion, frame for that occasion, and then I've got some that are in a portfolio, and those all have like names and you know, framed by this day to give to this person. I haven't done it, and then you know, this whole pandemic thing happened, and now I'm almost positive that my framer is not working. The shop is closed, which means this all has to blow over before I can even take them to him. Dangerous Road by DAC. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up. Sometimes I have this habit of giving them the names that I feel like they should have and not actually following their names. So you have like Daughter of Honor. I'm just like, yeah, the Mulan. Oh, Dreamer Designs, Chuck. Deanne, how do you like the Dreamer Designs? Because I just unboxed one and uploaded it today, and it's my first one. I haven't even started working on it yet, so I'm curious to know what the quality is like. Have you ever done a Diamond Art Club, and would you compare the two like equal? Oh yeah, I hear you, Shauna. I mean, I don't have any children, but I do have a 6-month-old dog. Not to compare. I'm not comparing your kids to the dog, but he's 6 months old, and it's what I assume a toddler would be like, and so he just wants kisses and hugs all the time, and it can be much. I'm looking for Dangerous Road. It's so funny because I've actually had occasions where I'll hit like the show me all diamond paintings or browse all diamond paintings, and then somebody be like, oh, I'm working on this, and unless I type in the name, I didn't even see it happen. You know, like when I hit all diamond paintings, it didn't even pop up. So it's a little funny for me because sometimes I'll like look through all of the diamond paintings, starting with the oldest to the newest, and it doesn't even pop up. Okay, Deanne. So okay, I'm happy to know that it's comparable. Simply because I know their first version. You know, if you watch YouTube often, and you're watching me live, which means you're probably an avid YouTuber, or YouTube watcher rather. So, you know, there's a lot of speculation as to their first one having not been their best. Dreamer Designs having not had their version 1.0 be great. Oh, see, Dangerous Roads. Now I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh, the horse in the field. So I give them their own names. In my mind, they're whatever I see them. Like the fairy. That's not the fairy. That's Tinkerbell. Or, you know, the Not Bad Just Drawn That Way. That's Jessica Rabbit. So yeah, definitely I definitely have to look at them. So I'm really happy that Dreamer Designs is comparable. And Janice says, Oh, you're working on a custom. So I actually have never done a custom. I'm so curious. But, you know, it took me like a year and a half to get to Diamond Art Club. So we'll see how that one works out. I'm not very trusting because I have experienced almost the worst of the worst and the best of the best. And I'm like, maybe I should just stick with what I know is going to be good for the amount of money. I can't. I took a dive when it came to like Dreamer Designs and Diamond Art Club because I do purchase quite a few diamond paintings, but like I said, they have to be worth it for me. Okay, yeah, so DN, you're in the same boat as me, but I haven't even started mine yet, so you're a little further than I am because you at least, you know, can compare the two of them. All I've done is unboxing thus far. And I do have about 10 paintings that have been started and not completed. So I'm like, don't do it to yourself. You just got the 3 in from Diamond Art Club last week. You got 2 of them in today. Don't even open the boxes at this point because if you open it, you're going to want to kit it up. And if you kit it up, you're going to want to start it. And if you start it, it's just going to sit there with the other 30 of them that have been started and never completed. Which is so funny because I think diamond painting is the only thing in my life that I start and never complete. I'm very task-oriented, where I kind of write everything down and check things off a list. But diamond painting is not so much like that for me. It's very go with the flow. I'm really enjoying this live. I mean, even the fact that there's only 9 of us, it's really nice because I can actually keep up with the comments and be able to answer questions or respond. And I feel like when there's a larger group of people, you can't really do that intimately and actually answer things before having to move on to the next. Yeah, so I really, I'm lucky because with everything that's going on, I've been working from home, but it's a really great excuse so that I'm with puppy all day and I'm working simultaneously, and then my husband comes home and I go, okay, your turn, and I can lock myself in my office and have a couple of just to me hours before time for bed, which, being that he's only 6 months old, the time for me hours, he's usually asleep. So I don't really have to worry about like being neglectful as much. My husband usually takes his like afternoon nap with the puppy after taking him for a walk. So he's usually spent and exhausted. Oh, lurking. Yay. I love to lurk. I'm a huge lurker. Although sometimes lurker can sound like you're creeping, but whatever. My stashes grow more than I wanted to. Yeah, you know, Mrs. Coffee's like my idol. She could very well be why you're here today, for the shout out that she gave me. But I've been watching her since she started her channel, and I definitely feel like she's been a huge source of encouragement for me, just on, you know, kind of validating that what I was doing was not even like, you know, you can put content out there, and some people just put the content and they're happy for people to watch it. But I wanted to put out content that was valuable in a sense or desired to an extent. And so for me, she really did, you know, I trust her opinion and she gave me good feedback. So I was like, okay, I trust her opinion. She gave me great feedback, so I don't really have to second guess why I have a channel. Because it did take me 2 years to even develop the channel. And it was a lot of, should I not? Right now you're watching me pick something off of my diamond painting, which is probably the cover that had landed as a piece the wrong side down. But I got it off. Woohoo! Yeah, I try to be as thorough as possible, Deanne, simply because I know what I wanted to see when I started diamond painting, and obviously it was probably a little before Mrs. Coffee came on the scene. When I started diamond painting, I did Diamond Dots Van Gogh Starry Night, and I loved it. And then I think it was such an obscure craft that there wasn't a lot of content on YouTube, or at least content that I was drawn to on YouTube. So I spent a lot of time contemplating, like, I wish someone would do this, and I wish someone would do that. And then I found Mrs. Coffee, and I was like, she's doing everything I loved. But I figured maybe my energy could bring something different to the table. Because there are a lot of, you know, channels on YouTube that do diamond painting. And then some of them I watch, and I'm just like, meh. And then some of them I'm really engaged and I'm into it. And even if it's playing in the background. And I was like, I kind of want to be that for somebody. I want to give them the information they need, and I kind of want to be a part of the day. Yeah, Shauna, I think I might do a weekly live. But there are politics to this YouTube thing that I've heard hinted at, and I don't know where I fall in those politics, so I can't really give you a schedule. I don't want to encroach upon anybody's time slot, because from what I heard, that's like a thing. It's not like I'm a huge YouTuber or anything, but I also don't want, like, you know, if one of you guys watch somebody ritually every week, and then I'm like sliding in, taking your time spot, and you're like, who do I watch? I don't want to put anybody in a position where they have to choose between me and another YouTuber. So today was on a whim, because somebody said in my comments, you should do, you know, Get to Know Me live. And I said, wait, what? Go live? I didn't even think I was going to put my face on the channel until a week into it. So yeah, today was on a whim because I was on conference calls all day that I tried not to talk on and just listen. And I kind of needed to engage a little bit. Yeah, Stitcherista was, I think I encountered Stitcherista before I even encountered Deanne, you naming all my girls. So yeah, so those were probably my 3 go-tos. So Rachel Ray, Stitcherista, and Mrs. Coffee, Crochet and Coffee. I think those are the only 3 that I still watch. Like, if you said, who do you watch on YouTube? Those are the 3 names that would come out of my mouth, and that's probably it. And then I'd be like, yeah, and a bunch of other people. But those 3 are definitely, I love Stitcherista's, like, get it girl attitude. And I love Mrs. Coffee's honesty and her frankness. And it's like, I'll tell you right now, you want me to be real? Because if you don't want to be real, then you need to go somewhere else. And then Rachel Ray could literally sing me a lullaby and calm any woes of my soul. So, I adore the 3 of them. They probably have no idea who I am, aside from, thank you, Shauna. Thank you. I'm really happy to make the top 20 or 100, let alone, in the tops. But yeah, I kind of want to just have, because I had those 3 niches already filled. You know, I had Stitcherisa, and I had Mrs. Coffee being like, here's the truth. Can you handle the truth? And you had Rachel Ray and her ever so sweet voice. I was like, you know who we need? We need a Speedy Gonzalez. Somebody high energy. Do this quick. Let's keep going. And so I was like, you know what? I got spunk. So here I am. And I feel like you kind of get everything you need out of that then. You got all the various personalities to satiate you in your diamond painting quests. I'm hearing the replay next to me, and I'm like, oh God, tone it down, tone it down. Yeah, I feel like in the world of YouTube, you have to make an impression on people, and fill maybe like voids that they might have, or like capture their interest. And I think those three had like the perfect variance to their personality and also credibility, that you were like, I could fall in line with these three, because they each give you something valuable, and you also can trust them with their opinions, and their honesty. And I really, really do like that. So I do have quite a few Diamond Art Club paintings, probably more than I should. But I haven't done videos on any of them because I just started, and I started with the 4 that came out 2 weekends ago. But are there any paintings that you guys maybe were interested in seeing that you haven't seen unboxed? And if I have it, I'm happy to pull it out. Yeah, Shauna, I was actually going to do like a how-to. But I'm curious as to, I know like in my intro, or I've said like we're a crafting channel. I just want to get to a point where everybody watching me or you listening to me with diamond painting is satisfied, to where if I try to introduce another craft, they're not going to all do the dip on me. Neverland, I would love to see that one unboxed. So if we're talking about Off to Neverland, I already completed that one. So I can't show you it unboxing, but I can show you a completed, Myka, if you'd like. Okay, so I'm going to acquiesce to Myka's requests, so please bear with me with any noise or shuffling about, because I'm actually going to pull this off the wall. All right, let's see how this goes. My apologies for the shaking. I'm just going to bring it up so you can kind of see the majority of it. Oh, Shauna, I don't have Darth Daddy, actually. Unfortunately, I wish I did. I might get that one. I'm trying to get it all in frame for you so that you can kind of see as much of it as possible. It does fit on the desk, but I don't know how to get my phone high enough to where you can see the entirety of it. Oh, maybe that's a little better. How's that? Oh, I love the turnout. I think it was amazing. The gradients on the color are stunning. Oh, you've been waiting to do Darth Daddy? let's see. Maybe if I have anybody else request, I'll purchase Darth. Well, let's actually see. I'm gonna check out what's available this weekend. So if I don't make any purchases, because I wasn't entirely enthusiastic about the two that I've already seen. So if I don't end up purchasing anything from DAC this weekend, maybe I'll get Darth Daddy if it's available. Do you see these colors here? Like, when I saw these kitted up, I was like, ew, that's neon. But when you put it in with everything else and it lays next to the browns, it really does become whole as a picture. Because looking at the drills alone, like if you told me Off to Neverland was gonna have this like deep pink, I'd have been like, why? And then you have like this perfect gradient. Like if you can take a look here, aside from my doggy hair, like the way that the dress has this gradient here with the mint greens, it's a perfect transition of colors. Yeah, Mishka, you're really gonna enjoy this. And it's a round painting, so it's gonna move by very quickly. Yeah, these blues are they're not just like your standard blues. They are beautiful. And the purples, they accentuate the blues. They don't just stand out like, boom, in your face purple. It legitimately looks like a stormy, cloudy sky in the night. And I think that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's Off to Neverland. Would it be easier if maybe I listed the ones that I have and then I could show it to you whether it's finished or unboxed? Yeah, Deanne, it's 51 by 77, I think. 55 by 77. So, it's not small. To show you just the size of it, I'm going to grab a standard binder. And then you can see what is comparable. So this is like a regular sized binder. It's like a 1-inch binder. And so essentially that is how big it is. If we open it up. Yeah, so the length of a binder. And then how many ways down? I would say 2.5 way down. That's the size we're looking at. So, Shauna, for this one, I use as like a backdrop for like my work meetings and stuff, just to have something on the wall. This one is not framed. Literally, I just tacked it right on into the wall. You can see that on the sides. And it worked. And it didn't leave huge holes. So, that one was just tacked on. I like to have snacks while I'm diamond painting. Sometimes they get underneath. Meh. Stuff happens. So, I send them to the frame guy. We have a frame shop by my house. It's 2 blocks away. The benefits of living in Brooklyn, New York is that there's something next to you everywhere you go that you can utilize. So that one actually, I haven't been able to take to him, but I usually use a frame shop. And he will do custom framing. So no matter what the size is, he just measures it and frames it himself. I assume he does it the way that other people would frame, but I don't have like a saw to cut the edges and all that stuff. So I'm going to list for you I think my phone did something funny. Oh, it's because it was dying. Let me just plug it on in before it dies on me. Don't wiggle too much. Sorry. Okay, we should be okay now and nothing's gonna die on us. So, I'm going to show you guys a few of the diamond paintings, or I'll list a couple of diamond paintings I have, and then you can tell me if you'd like to see them, whether they be finished or just unboxed. So, I've got Bakery by Bailey J, I think her name is. Yeah, Bailey J. Brazel. So I have Bakery, if you'd like to see it. You can give me a little wave. That was one of the more recent ones. I also have Wishes. These are the ones that are completed. So I also have Wishes. And this one was by I'm not sure when they started putting them on the kits themselves, but yeah, not when Wishes came out. I'm not sure. Who did Wishes? Someone I liked did Wishes. But let me know if you want to see Wishes or Bakery. I also did Arctic Eagle Chill. I've got done Sunflower, Nefertiti, and quite a few others. So these are the ones that I've already completed. I'm going to put something on the screen just so you guys can look at it. Let's see. Vera. Vera was my favorite. I had the bravery to actually post about this one. She was lovely. This is a Bailey J. She came out about 4 weeks ago, so March 4th. And here's Bailey J's Vera. Guys, guess who just joined us? Crafting with Mrs. Crochet and Coffee. We summoned her. Hi, Crafting with Mrs. Crochet and Coffee. Welcome to my impromptu live. I can't breathe again. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, she came out beautiful. And she worked up so quick. The charting on this one was ideal for large paintings because literally I just did it in chunks real quick, round multi-placer, and it came out perfect. I think I finished her in like 2 days because I was so excited about it. I just did it. We're all starstruck, Mrs. Coffee. We're all sitting here like, oh no, she's here in little old me channel? I feel like, nah, who cares about the Kardashians? Mrs. Coffee's in my live chat. So I'm going to pull out Bakery because I saw somebody requested to see Bakery. That was another one by Bailey J. Making a whole lot of noise back here. I had to have her because I'm a baker, so I said, she don't even match my kitchen. But she came out gorgeous too. Just a chick on the couch right now. Fighting a dog for a pork chop. Listen, you know, I have to fight my dog sometimes for Ritz crackers because he'll run away with the pack. It's a little obsessive with that dog. I'm going to zoom you in so you can really see Bakery because she's a little smaller. Please don't get sick. And I hope it doesn't get all wonky. But yeah, so what amazed me about Bakery was the gradient on the grapes. It's so clear. It's not even like you have to step away 10 feet. Everything is so clear. I'm sorry, I was watching myself to make sure I didn't, you know, trip over my own words. But yeah, so she was really nice. And the ABs are minimal in this painting, but they are perfectly placed. Like, they could have overdone it in this painting and it could have looked a little gaudy, but perfectly accented in the ribbon of the apron here, at the bottom trim, around this bowl, and on her apron as well. Yeah, Miss Coffee, I love her. I loved her hair and everything. I was like, oh my God, I could see and feel the texture of her hair, and I love the fact that it wasn't just like, let's throw on some thin, curlless hair. Let's have a show and tell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've already thrown ourselves into a show and tell on the finishes, because Bunny Rabbit, as beautiful as she is, I've been working on her for 2.5 days, so I'm like, bleh. But yeah, she's a square actually, and she sits perfect. I don't think there were any issues with the squares on this one. And you can see the highlights in her skin. You know where the lighting is coming from. Love it. Let's see, what else do we have completed? Oh, so I mentioned I had wishes completed. I wish I remember who did this one. But this was one of the first ones that I got for myself because my mom says I have a tendency to get diamond paintings that look like me. I'm like, she doesn't look like me. She's like, yeah, the eyes are big. They're like yours. But I love purple. So this was a perfect for me. I'm just gonna, there we go. It's in frame. So this was wishes. And I feel like this is good because like you get to actually see it completed. I am looking at this in person. As I look in the viewfinder, it looks stunning. It looks like a photograph from where I'm standing. So yeah, she's beautiful in real life too. But now I understand when they say like, hey, oh, Erica the Goober, yes, yes, yes. She also did like the Little Mermaid ones where it was like peachy colored and the yellow one. But the purples and the pinks, it looks like a photograph on my screen. I'm amazed. Amazed. And all of these are ABs. So me and Mina must give you the same feeling, Mrs. Coffee, because I'm telling you, I've never seen what your daughter Mina looks like, but you also, Mrs. Coffee had mentioned that she got, oh, it's Minna. Sorry. Not Mina. It's Minna. My mom's name is Menina. So every time I see those letters together, the pronunciation is never correct unless I'm saying my mom's name, which is Menina. But Minna, she must look a lot like me. But the painting that I recall you mentioning, Mrs. Coffee, about how Minna reminded you of it was the one that I bought for my sister. And I remember because when you said it, I said, oh, well, I'm doing that one right now. And I got her because she looks just like my little sister. And this is her. Sunflower. And I think this was my first completed Diamond Art Club. So I had a lot of them going on, but this was my first completion. I love her. I even like that she has a little beauty mark on her cheek. She's got a little Marilyn Monroe beauty mark going on, and my sister idolizes Marilyn Monroe, so I was like, oh, that's perfect. And all of these, they have a pattern going on here. They like to put ABs in the t-shirts. So if you see here, sunflower, and you see here, wishes, look at those ABs. Can you actually see the sparkle? I want to move my lamp down closer, but I'm afraid that if I put it down, it's going to blind everybody. Can you see the sparkle in those ABs? Oh, look at that. I really hope this is translating for you guys because it is gorgeous. I think I'm seeing I feel like I'm seeing the ABs in all their glory for the first time in my life. So, let's see. I'm going to roll her up. Always roll backwards. Oh, yay. Okay, so everybody can see the ABs. They're so beautiful, and I feel like, because I mentioned earlier how I'm sensitive to light, so I practically live in the dark, or at least I live in a little bit, you know, what I would call a yellowy room, because I can't deal with like those sharp lights. So I feel like now that I've actually shown the light on them, woohoo, you could really tell. Oh, here's another one. Ugh, I'm knocking over cups. All right, let's, we're gonna do this one, and then I think we can start closing up for the night. Or, I mean, I'm willing to keep going. You guys let me know if you gotta go. But here's Nefertiti. So she's another gorgeous one. So that's Nefertiti. I'm going to turn her this way also so you can see her. I hope you get a full view of her. And she I think, is my only Diamond Art Club that I ever did with special gems. So she's got this huge one up here, pretty much the crown jewels, and then on her what would be like a chunky necklace down here, and it's perfectly placed. And I also have the Randall Spangler one that has special drills. I haven't even kitted that one up because I said I've already got 30 of them kitted up. Can't do any more. If I do any more, I'm just going to want to touch every single one. And then this is a fairly newer release. I actually got this because my husband wanted it, and he was like, oh, my birthday, I like that. Can you get me that? And make that for me. So I did this one in a couple of days, but that's Divine Instinct. So that's a really nice one as well. So that you've got ABs here in the moon. ABs sprinkled about on this like starburst of an eye thing going on here. And then you have some yellow ABs sprinkled about on the sides. Some white ABs in the stars here. And this is a round painting. So you would think it would go quickly. This was confetti. Not in the worst. It was just confetti. So I had to make sure I had like all the colors out every time I started working on a section. But the way that I group my colors is usually by area and how related they are to each other. So when I was working the eye, I made sure I had all my oranges and my yellows together, and they were out. And then when I was working up here, I made sure I had all my blues out and ready, and at the ready. So Where Light Meets Dark. No, I haven't seen that one. And once again, I'm probably going to have to check it out because I have a tendency to give them names of my own. That was your first DAC. So yeah, my first, I can't even say my first DAC. I can say my first DACs because I went on that Mad Woman shopping spree on Cyber Monday. Yeah, Deanne, I just wanted to get my husband off my back. And it's still not framed. So, yeah, all that for what? But I kind of want to unbox one of them, but I'm not so sure. I can actually unbox for you. I ordered 2 of them yesterday with this 20% off thing. And I'm going to do it now for you because I have it. May as well unbox it. And everybody could watch on the replay. So I'm going to unbox this one. These are going to be a surprise to both of us because even though I ordered it yesterday, I hardly remember. Pink and blue, blue and pink wolf. Blue and pink wolf. I think I know which one you're talking about. Oh, is that the one that kind of looks like yin yang? Where the light means dark? Okay, so we got 2 of them. And a packing slip. So I ordered these yesterday and they came in today. Uh-oh. iPad down. Luckily, it's the one that work gave me and not my own. So I got these 2 yesterday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the plastic because the glare, and I'm going to turn them sideways so you could be surprised. And I can be surprised. So I saw the 20% off because I got that email that said like $1 million painting, and I was like, you joking? And I was like, is it like worth $1 million? And maybe I could get it for like $1,000? Look on the top of the box. No, I don't want to look on the top of the box yet. Okay, so surprise, surprise. I think I know what one of these is. The other one is beyond me. So let's see. Okay, so that's the one that I knew I had, which was Friend of the Maidens. The one that I did not know I had was, oh, One Little Bite. See, I give these things their own names. One of them is Snow White, the other one is Free Willy. So, I'm gonna hopefully not make you sick. I'm gonna bring you guys in. And we'll go in a little bit so you can see the thumbnails. Stop shaking. So, here is the Friend of the Maidens, like I said, aka Free Willy in my household. And we have One Little Bite, which is Snow White, aka. Alright, so let's do a poll. Which one should I open first? And I'll wait to see the comments. Oh, it's the one the person is diamond painting on the box. Oh, I know which one you're talking about now, Mishka. How silly. Okay, yeah, no, I've never done that one. I think I may have come across it, but the problem is I already have like 3 wolf paintings in my house. I cannot. I'm not even a huge fan of wolves. My colleague is, and for some reason I decided to buy him like 3 paintings and do them and give them to him, and I'm like, who really wants? Okay, the girl, Snow White, One Little Bite. Okay, One Little Bite. I saw One Little Bite 3 times, so we're going to do One Little Bite first. So, I actually got Friend of the Maidens because I've been telling myself I wanted it for quite a while. And then I have a tendency to watch mukbangs while I diamond paint sometimes. When, you know, Oh, Friends of the Maiden. Man, Mrs. Coffee, if I knew you were the one who said it, I would. No, I'm just kidding. No favoritism here. I saw the other 3 first. So, One Little Bite. Let's see the specs, because like I said, I didn't even know I ordered it. Oh, so Stephanie Sue's mukbangs, she was talking about Blackfish, and then yesterday's 20% off happened, and then there you go. I ended up with Friends of the Maidens. So, One Little Bite. It's a square 42 by 59 centimeters. You know what? I'm still zoomed in. Let me zoom back out. Okay. So, here we are. We got 42 by 59 centimeters. It's a square painting. So, you know, I think in the chat right now we've got a lot of DAC lovers. So, we know what the toolkit looks like, but I will show you. We've got Squishy, 2 plates of heart wax, our clear tray, our diamond painting pen, a 6-placer, and our very sharp tweezers that we should always remain kept. And set that aside. Let's look at this canvas. So because Editing Priscilla is not around, you guys are unfortunately going to be included in the zoom in and zoom out process. Sorry. Hold on a second. Is she one of the older paintings? One Little Bite? Maybe? I don't have a sticker sheet. There's no sticker sheet. But you know what? I'm not upset because I figured out a way to go around that. I got myself a Xyron sticker maker after fighting the urge all these months. And I realized I could just photocopy the symbol chart on the side. I just photocopy this. I'll cut out the 2 columns that I use and I run it through my sticker maker, and every single time I've got symbols, regardless of if they come inside of the box or not. So that's that. Here we are, One Little Bite. Ooh, how pretty. Let's see. We got pinks. We got greens. Yellows and oranges. Lots of blue in that. Up here. How pretty is that? Oh, look at that's a tree. It takes me a while because I look at these and all I see is black. And then I'm like, wait, look further. Think abstract. And I think that's like a bush. But that's definitely a tree. And I like that from here to here, it's pretty much symmetrical. So pull out the colors you need, and pretty much it's almost a mirror image. I like that. That's very nice. I'm gonna bring you guys in. I'm going to have to get so Deanne, the sticker maker, which is this thing, I think I bought it for $10. With tax, it was like $11.54 or something on Amazon. So I'll obviously link it for the replay, and then you can go ahead and take a look. But I photocopy the side, I cut out my 2 columns, I run it through this, and I have stickers. And I paid for my label maker like $22 at Walmart, which is not expensive, but the labels go by really quickly. And you don't get to print the symbols. You just get to print the numbers. So, Xyron sticker maker. There's a solution to not having a sticker sheet. I'm going to bring you in to look at the drill field. I just don't want to make everybody dizzy. Are we in focus? All right, so I'm gonna leave that focused on that for a second so you can take a look while I take out these drills so I can show them to you. I think I double tapped it for focus. Yeah, I did. So what I would usually do if you were watching one of my videos is I would show you the drills one by one, but I don't want everybody to have to stay here till tomorrow, and I do want to get to the one that Mrs. Coffee requested before she's got to go night-night. So I'm gonna show you as a string and kind of let you take a look at it. So I think it's somewhere around here, and you guys can kind of just see the drill colors, so I don't have to do a run through of all of them and have everybody here for the next day, because those videos could get long. So we got our purples. There's a fairly good balance of colors here. It's the whole rainbow is here, including, you know, black and white. Do we have any ABs? There are no ABs in One Little Bite, but I feel like that's okay for this picture. I do. I feel like that's okay. I don't think for this picture we really needed ABs, but if you wanted some, you could probably stick some where the 3865 is. Hi, Denise Bentley. Thank you for joining. Where the 3865 is on these whites, but then you would have to make sure you didn't merge in with her skin, because her 3865 goes from her skin tone all the way through the dress. So you would have to make sure you didn't merge her dress with her arms and her face. And you would have to do like these, the flat 3865, and then you could like put some ABs within these over here, or even highlighting in the bush. But that would be a lot of ABs that you would need to purchase. So it's an option. I'm just learning how to moderate. Moderate? No. How to, maybe. How to kind of integrate my own ideas for a painting into the painting. Because usually I'm like stick to the plan, Pris, and because of my quote unquote OCD, Tmall. Oh, Tmall's the diamond painting with sparklers, correct, Mrs. Coffee? I could also link that one down below too. I always look at Tmall stuff and I'm like, oh, you know, I've even seen videos on how to integrate your own ideas for, you know, a painting into it. And the only thing I think is if I don't do this right, I gotta pull them all off and they're all gonna be sticky. So I know what Diamond Art Club gives me is going to be beautiful. So sometimes I talk myself into just, don't get so creative. This is already creative as it is. Okay. So I hope everybody was satisfied with that one. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to still probably make a video of those, just so I can go through the diamonds with you guys. But I really want to get to this Maidens one before tomorrow. So here we are. Ta-da! Put my drills aside. This one is a round, and it has ABs. So we have Friend of the Maidens, round drills with AB diamonds, 42 by 75. Not too shabby. All right. How many colors did we have on the other one? I didn't check. 33 colors on one little bite. That's a nice amount of colors because it is one of those paintings where you're kind of moving through the rainbow, but in a chunky way, not in a smooth transition. So like when you had the Inter Wonderland, you wanted these like gradients, and with this one I feel it's a little less gradient. So let me roll my maidens backwards. Drill dealer. Yeah, Mrs. Coffee, it's so funny because when you slipped up and you said drug dealer, ooh, not drug dealer, I was like, wait, no, that's me. I'm the farm tech. So technically I would have been the friendly neighborhood drug dealer, and she's the friendly neighborhood drill dealer. All right, let's do our little backward row. So somebody asked me if they could put an iron to this. I've never put an iron to mine. Because even if I do leave it with a little bit of crease or a little bit of curl, nothing significant ever happens. And so I feel like the fear of ruining it with an iron trumps the necessity of needing to put it to an iron. Oh, I love the orca. I'm over here tripping over stuff. So for a second there, I was so confused I had to look at the box because this mermaid over here, I don't know if you can see her, but it looks like she's wearing like a Mardi Gras mask with a feather, but it actually turns out that she's facing you and then her arm is going up in like a dance kind of plie shape. And I did a quick double take because I was like, wait, what? Why is she wearing a Mardi Gras mask? I didn't know that this was the vibes we were going for. Yeah. So she's 42 by 75. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest the iron thing either, Mrs. Coffee. I'm a little too antsy and nervous to even dare do something like that, so I'll just lay on it for a little while. Especially the ones that, like, the fairy and stuff, they long enough. I could go to sleep on it, and then it'll be just dandy by the next day. But I like to keep mine rolled up in the box because I can't work the whole thing because my desk is just not that big. So I usually keep them rolled in the box anyway, because as I'm diamond painting, I keep them rolled this way, kind of like this, and then I work a section by section. I'll roll this one the other way. And I use these clips from IKEA because they're nice and large. And they also are flat on this side. So if I were to clip this one, say here, and this one on the other side, what ends up happening is they lie flat. So there's no bulging. When I'm working on it, well, this one's not lying flat right now, but yeah, they lie flat. So I don't have to worry about any bulging. And then they also have those nifty hooks on the back where I just pick them up and I hang them right over my area on my pegboard. I'm going to bring you in so you can see clarity of the drill field, and then I'm going to give you a scan. My apologies if there's any noise in the background. I did mention earlier I have a 6-month-old puppy, and they both seem to be up from their nap, and my husband, so that's the noise you hear if you hear. I thought my office was soundproof until I started doing videos, and I hear everything in the background. But I like all this white. 38.65. I gotta say, 5.50. Purples are usually my favorites, but 38.65 has been winning me over. I was working on Bubble Yum for that first experiment I did, and 38.65, it's very nice, very pearlescent. Let me bring you in and stop talking. Okay, so I'm just waiting to see if you could see the clarity of the field within the viewfinder. I hope that's clear. Oh, you know what? Let me lift the lamp up. It might be a little better without all the glare. Oh, and I got a sticker sheet. There's our sticker sheet. We got 36 colors and 1 AB. And our 1 AB is listed at the end. I hope y'all can even see this because you're zoomed in. Hello. 138 is your AB. As I've learned previously from the greats, Miss Kofi, usually they are the numbers that come before 150. So if you see any numbers on your sticker sheet or on your symbol schematic, if you see any of them and they say any number lower than 150, those are your ABs. But sometimes Diamond Art Club will stick them at the top, and sometimes they'll be at the bottom of the painting. So you gotta look out. But this is a round, so this should move, even though there's 36 colors, it should move fairly quickly because once again, you have all that blocking. Whoop, sorry about that, guys. So you have all this blocking here. So when you're working on this section here, you could pretty much keep out like the same 4 colors. And here, my dog is a Cocker Spaniel, but he's a special kind because his color, generally speaking, most Cocker Spaniels are either one solid color or two-toned. My Cocker Spaniel has all the colors. So he's like me. He wanted all the colors. So he has all the colors. He is dark brown, black, blonde, golden, all in one dog. And it's unique. He's what they would call brindled, but there aren't very many brindled Cocker Spaniels. I've never seen one, and I had a Cocker Spaniel when I was a child, so I got all nostalgic and decided I wanted the same puppy as when I was a kid. And so he is a brindled Cocker Spaniel is what they would call him. But everyone sees him and they're like, oh, you're a dog. I've never seen anything like it. Some people are rude and they're like, that's mutt. And I'm like, excuse me? But it's because he's so oddly colored. These are our Friend of the Maidens drills. And, you know, if I'm not mistaken, am I right? I think I'm right. Friend of the Maidens is a Mandie Manzano, if I'm correct. Which means, ta-da, 310s. 3 bags of 310s. 2 bags of the 939s. 2 bags of the 3865. Let me give you more light now that we don't have to worry about glare. 775, 3760, 3811. I like this 3811. I really like that color. I was just doing Wish Granter, which was one of the free paintings that I featured. And I tell you, I don't like grays no more. There's just so many different variations of gray in that tiny little painting that I'm just like, beautiful picture. I'll just probably never want to look at gray again in my life. 782. See, there's a gray. 318. Oh, look at, okay, I will make you dizzy for a second and bring you in to see these sparklers. If I can get there. Sorry, guys, sorry, guys. This is like the least organized live in the world lives. It's not my fault, I didn't plan it. But, can you see the sparkle? Please focus. Don't shake. Aha. Can you see that sparkle? I need to come up with like a sparkle song. Or like just, oh, you know, like, there's like a troll song where she talks about throwing glitter in people's faces. I feel like when I see these, I kind of just want to throw them in people's faces, but then I'm like, don't waste the pretty drill. Yeah, Cocker Spaniels are very smart, but they're also very, very affectionate. Like, I'm not talking like, I love you, mommy, but sometimes I just need to lay in my bed. It's like, I love you, mommy. Can I be inside you, mommy? Can I just lick your face, mommy? Maybe stick my tongue in your ear. And I'm like, stop with the tongue in the orifices, please. That's the kind of dogs they are. Like, they just want to be one with you. And I'm like, breathe, child. But since you're here, I can show you. Viewfinder, come back. I could show you some of these up close since you're not going to get dizzy for zooming again. These are really nice. And these are less used. So, those are our drills for this one. Let me bring you back. You know, I gotta get a remote control or something for this thing because I'm telling you. Those are our drills for Friends of the Maidens. So, I'm not going to keep you guys here till tomorrow morning, even though I would be able to talk till tomorrow. I'm going to just keep the rest of it to myself. Give you guys something to look forward to next week. Like I mentioned before, I don't know when this is going to happen. But what I want to do right now is I'm going to do like an actual goodbye. Please don't kill me. Don't know when's the last time I combed my hair or put on some makeup. Oh, you know when it was? The last video that you guys got. That was filmed on Wednesday. Oh, I just made a whole mess of my craft room. But I want to put the camera on myself so I can say goodbye nicely. And wish you guys all the best for the coming week. Sorry that you got my head just then. I'm gonna shift. So please avert your eyes if you get dizzy easily. Because we're about to move. Let's make this like a 4D roller coaster. I tried to do that as smoothly as possible. So I am simply going to switch my camera up real quick. To adjust my thingamabob here so that I can actually talk to you and use my hands like I usually do. Haha. So, thank you guys for watching and joining in. Why are we getting those death swirls? I don't even know what that is. I legit don't even know what that is. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so you get to see me with no makeup. I think my phone was showing you like pictures from something. I'm not really sure. But yeah, got me sweating. I'm locked in my office. There isn't very good ventilation in here and I haven't turned the fan on. So, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys so much for watching and staying as long as you did. Touch the screen twice to exit the slideshow. Stop slideshowing, please. My phone has decided to start showing me pictures, so I'm gonna go because it's gonna start showing you my pictures, and that's gonna get a little weird. So, good night, everybody. I'll see you in a week or so. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Everybody stay safe. It's not really that great out there right now, so just follow the rules, and, you know, just sanitize. Clorox is your friend. So, have a great evening, and thank you for all the encouragement. Good night.